Hey everyone, it's Schmuckles. Don't mind my hair, I didn't have time to do it. Today we're going to talk about new rumors for upcoming content in Dead by Daylight. A quick roadmap for today's video. There are new rumors for upcoming content in Dead by Daylight. We're going to discuss that. We're going to discuss a potential alleged video leak of the new killer for Chapter 34. This is something that I had seen on Twitter and people were actually messaging me about it. We'll talk about an interesting FNAF DBD new survivor theory. And then we'll discuss in detail if the survey that Behavior just released either further supports or refutes the rumors that have been going around. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to this channel if you want to see more content like this. I also do stream on Twitch from time to time, link for that in the description below. Before we begin today's video, I want to announce that we're doing the most hyped licenses for Dead by Daylight tourney. This is a tourney that we've done in the past. However, now that Alien, Chucky, and FNAF are in DBD, I wanted to see what the new top 10 most hyped licenses for DBD are. I also imagine that hype level changes with time too. So right now, these are the groups. There's 32 teams, 8 groups of 4. I'll be doing polls in the community tab of my YouTube channel, and the winner of each group advances to the semifinals. I tried to divide the groups such that the top licenses will still likely make it to the semifinals, but we can see if there's any underdogs that actually beat some of the hyped licenses, and we can sort of just measure statistically which licenses are more hyped than others. Let me know in the comments below which license do you think is going to win each group, and which group do you think is the strongest group out of all 8. The first poll for Group A is going to start in about 3 days, so make sure you're subscribed to this channel if you want to participate and vote for the most hyped licenses in Dead by Daylight. Right now there are 32 teams, however I also compiled a list of non-qualified licenses. These are licenses that barely did not make it into the tournament. However, I think there is a great deal of hype for each of these licenses. So what I want to do is, if you want any of these licenses in the tournament, comment in the comment section below. I'm down to replace some of the qualified licenses with a non-qualified license if there's enough support for it. So if you want one of these non-qualified licenses in the tournament really badly, comment in the comment section below which license you want. And if any of the comments get a ton of likes, I'll actually replace one of the non-qualified licenses for the qualified ones. I'll decide which licenses get replaced. I kind of know which ones are the more niche ones. But anyways, yeah, you can expect that tournament to start in the next 3 days. This rumors video is actually building off of previous rumors that we've talked about in this video right here, this Hannibal Lecter video. So I definitely recommend watching that video first before going into this one, because like I said, we're building off of the information that we already talked about in that video. There was an account named Poison that was actually talking about some upcoming content in DBD. People weren't sure if this person was sort of just making things up, but I also did hear from some people that Poison knew about some of the leaks that came out, like the Fatal Frame, some of the Hannibal Lecter rumors, before anything was made public. So people were wondering if this person had an inside source or was the inside source for all of those rumors. This was probably one of the most notable things that they allegedly leaked. Again, we're not really sure if this is real or not. I'm going to sort of read this and then analyze the situation. President Springtrap, who is Ruthless Leaks, said, "Let me ask you an easy one. For the FNAF chapter, it is Springtrap, right?" And then Poison responded and said, "Yes, it is. The survivor is an original Michael interpretation like Ripley and Laurie." Saying Springtrap is the new killer for the Five Nights at Freddy's chapter is probably the most obvious, most iconic option for the new killer, right? And this person is now claiming that the survivor is going to be an original take on Michael Afton, like Ripley or Laurie. Michael Afton is actually William Afton's son and one of the security guards at Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. By the way, I think it's really important just to note the most recent thing the devs have actually said about the Five Nights at Freddy's chapter. This live stream was during the Castlevania PTB release day. The devs said this about Five Nights at Freddy's.
We just wanted to say, since the last show, we made a big announcement, and we wanted to say to you, we've seen all your comments, your excitement about the Five Nights at Freddy's announcement, but I also wanted to say we can't say anything about it. Apart from it's coming in summer 2025, you'll have to stay tuned in the new year for more information, so hang tight, FNAF folks.
So we can expect new news from the Behavior devs come the new year. So this person, Poison, also said Behavior is focused on licensed content and are trying to get as many all-stars as they can, even if less popular. They are in talks with over 20 licenses right now. Poison also said Hellion has a skin that's an off-brand Death Slinger. The Hellion was that allegedly leaked Chapter 34 December original chapter killer, a bounty hunter killer with slavery lore and a dog. Since it's a bounty hunter, people have sort of speculated that it could be connected in some way to Death Slinger. So saying that Hellion has a skin that's an off-brand Death Slinger could have just been standing on the shoulders of previous rumors and speculations based on the alleged leaks that had come out. They also said the next 3 dates for the upcoming chapters: December 3rd, March 11th, April 22nd. This is something that's sort of easy to calculate or just guess. Is Hannibal and Fatal Frame still guesses based off of the emojis, or did you receive further confirmation? And Poison said confirmed. One of the VIPs from my Discord actually did some investigating and actually found out that this was the hint that people are basing off of the Hannibal Lecter licensed killer paragraph come August 2025. So I guess this was the hint that was given, and this is the reason that people are speculating that Hannibal is that licensed killer. Poison also said Sadako has an outfit for Kayako's celebration. So according to Poison, Kayako is confirmed for that licensed killer paragraph, and then Sadako is going to be getting an outfit as well in celebration of that. We know that Sadako and Kayako have even shared their own movie, so there's a lot of overlapping fan base for those two separate IPs. Poison also said Unknown has a Halloween cosmetic, and that VIP from my Discord, Darth Cadis, actually compiled a list of all of the alleged leaks or rumors that came directly from Poison. So let's just go through the list real quickly. DBD is going full FNAF themed for the anniversary. The devs want Jason, but they don't have him yet. Sable will have a vampire skin in Halloween. The devs did talk with art owners. Sadako will have a skin in celebration of Kayako's release. Kayako Default is from Ju-on 1 and has 2 skins, one with a plastic bag and the other one with flower bed sheets and floating hair. Hannibal is August chapter. Rei Kurosawa is Fatal Frame Survivor in October. Lara Croft has another skin planned, but it's been pushed back. Dog Lady apparently has a Slinger themed skin or one that references him. FNAF Survivor is an OG Michael Afton. Vecna apparently will get a blighted skin. And this is talking about the Lich that is in Dead by Daylight right now, the D&D Vecna. This is not talking about some sort of Stranger Things collaboration. There are 3 major takeaways from these rumors that I want to say right now. Gorgera actually pointed this out on Twitter. We will know if this person is reliable if the Unknown gets a blighted skin and Sable gets a vampire cosmetic this October. So we have a timeline to actually prove whether or not these are actually reliable. That's one of the most important things to look at when looking at rumors. You can't really fully trust a rumor until something they say actually comes true. Gorgera also said the anniversary is FNAF themed like a stereotypical birthday party, so yeah, it's FNAF. And this is kind of a side thing. I found that kind of interesting just because it is a celebration of the birthday of Dead by Daylight, and FNAF definitely is like a birthday celebration in a satanic Chuck E. Cheese world. So these things actually line up pretty well, and that's gonna be really fun. Takeaway number 2 is to be very skeptical of these things, because how on earth could this person actually know this much information? This is a ton of information to reveal and a ton of information for one person to know. So the second talking point, I think, is just to be skeptical, because like, how on earth could this person know this much information? For whatever reason, they knew about the Hannibal Lecter emoji teasers. So it seems like they either are a credible source or actually had a discussion with someone who got that information. And the third talking point is actually a lot of people think that this person has been debunked, because Poison actually said that Dead by Daylight tried to get into Fortnite, and there's actually been no evidence of this in the past. From my understanding, in the data mining and leak scene, it's kind of accepted as true that Dead by Daylight never actually tried to join Fortnite. Now, it could be that Poison knows something that we don't, but it also could be that this person is just standing on the shoulders of existing rumors and sort of just making things up. But that's the third talking point, is this person actually said that Dead by Daylight was supposed to be joining Fortnite, and a lot of people don't think that's true. So take that information how you will. We pretty much just made this video to document this. We'll definitely circle back if those things turn out to not be true. All right, second bullet point of this video was the alleged leak of the Chapter 34 killer. This was some sort of video leak that people were sending to me. This person here, Herman, said, guys, the December killer leaked from where? And people were actually messaging me this exact post. This was the video in question. You can actually see that this appears to be the backside of the Chapter 34 allegedly leaked new killer. So maybe wonder if this was some sort of like teaser. Maybe it's the Friday before the PTB teaser and it's somehow been leaked. There's a lot of similarities between the model that's been allegedly leaked and the actual model that we see in this video. So I was like, if this is faked, this is very high attention to detail, and I don't really know what to think about this. I contacted some people in the data mining scene. They weren't exactly sure. They actually came to the conclusion they think it's most likely fake. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna reach out to the person who posted this and see what this is all about. Thankfully, Herman was able to respond to me and confirm that they actually made this for fun and this is actually totally fake. So I wanted this to be a talking point in this video too. Let's put the rumors to rest. This is actually just a fan-made video. The third talking point that I wanted to talk about in this video was a really interesting FNAF new survivor theory. This theory comes from Slenderman Worshipper in my Discord channel. So a big shout out and a big thanks to Slenderman Worshipper for actually bringing this to my attention. I think it's really fascinating personally. If the Poison rumors are somehow not true, there are a lot of possibilities for a new survivor with a FNAF chapter. Of course, the killer could just be a licensed paragraph. In fact, we saw Ghostface as a licensed killer anniversary paragraph. But if there is a new survivor with the chapter, people think that Michael, Vanessa, Lucia, or Henry could be possibilities for that new survivor. On September 3rd of this year, as part of the 10-year anniversary celebration for Five Nights at Freddy's, Five Nights at Freddy's the week before, an AFK interactive novel was released by Scott Cawthon. This was official FNAF merchandise. This was likely part of the licensing initiative and merchandise that came with the 10-year anniversary for Five Nights at Freddy's. It was a part of that whole plan. So after 10 years of the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise, we finally get a book that's actually taking place right before FNAF 1. This is an interactive book. I actually was looking through some of the read-throughs of this book on YouTube. The main character of the story is actually the phone guy, and his name is Ralph. So after 10 years of not knowing the identity of the phone guy, letting Matt Pat speculate who the killers are in the franchise and who the phone guy could be, there's finally a book that came out September 3rd of this year that fully fleshes out the phone guy's character. It gives him a name, a description, and a backstory, and you sort of play as this character in this interactive book. Slenderman worshippers been following all of the FNAF lore theories and sort of observed all of a sudden we're getting a lot of context for who this character, the phone guy, is. So that made him wonder, could this be the new survivor for Dead by Daylight? This is a character who's been around since FNAF 1, since the very start of the franchise. The book also gives him a direct connection to the killer, as phone guy is told to have met William Afton while he's disguising himself as Dave Miller. Dave Miller is a fake name that William Afton used in some of the previous books. This was the last time that William Afton, aka Springtrap, went by the name Dave, and this is in the FNAF 1 location. I'm not an idiot, I know what's back there. Anyway, the name's Dave, and this is William Afton. And you can see later Dave is putting on the Spring Bonnie suit. This person said, what kind of a name for a serial killer is Dave? Slenderman worshipper also noticed that there was some potential map information in this book as well. The book says there's an entire section of the FNAF 1 map that we never see and is closed off to the public and is sort of a big area. So could this potentially be the groundwork for setting up the Five Nights at Freddy's chapter in Dead by Daylight? And just to be clear, Ralph is not a new character to the franchise. It's pretty much just giving a name to an existing character that's in the franchise and that has been in the franchise since the beginning. I think it's kind of intriguing. It could be sort of laying out the groundwork to bring in Ralph as the new survivor in the FNAF chapter. Also note that Scott Cawthon voices Ralph in all of the FNAF games. So there'd be Scott Cawthon voice lines for the new survivor. This could be Scott Cawthon's way of really bringing in his brand and himself as a voice artist into Dead by Daylight. It's so interesting. It's so Fivehead from Slenderman, and the more I think about it, the more I just think we need to follow the situation. Because who knows, if this is planned before the FNAF DVD anniversary chapter, we could get a book or a game that shows us exactly what Ralph looks like or something like that. So it just makes you wonder if Scott's going to reveal what Ralph looks like throughout the year. Let me know what you think about that theory in the comment section below. Something else I wanted to talk about was the survey that was released. We kind of highlighted some of the standouts on the survey in my opinion in the previous video, but what we also need to talk about in regards to the rumors is that Ju-on the Grudge is not on the survey, and that's really weird. Yes, they brought in Chucky from Child's Play after Chucky didn't show up on the survey before, but it definitely needs to be discussed that Ju-on the Grudge is not on this survey. Could that be because Ju-on the Grudge is the next licensed chapter and they don't want any data on that? Could it be in an attempt to actually cover up existing leaks or rumors that are going around right now? Could it be because the Grudge is actually not even on their radar, sort of debunking the existing rumors for the Grudge? I'm not really sure. If the rumors are true, it's really weird because Hannibal showed up as a franchise on the survey. If the Grudge and Hannibal are actually coming to Dead by Daylight, why would they include Hannibal but not the Grudge? Maybe the list was finalized before we actually heard about Hannibal, and maybe they didn't include the Grudge to sort of misdirect. I don't know. I also thought it was really interesting that they called the franchise Hannibal. Obviously, it is the Hannibal franchise. These are the films and television series in which Hannibal Lecter is featured in. It just made me wonder the fact they phrased the Hannibal franchise in this way. Would this be sort of pointing towards one of these two possible versions of Hannibal Lecter? The 2001 movie Hannibal was produced by Universal Pictures, and we think it's possible that Universal actually owns that version of Hannibal. We already have a relationship with Universal, so could it be that version of Hannibal that's being brought into the game if the rumors are true? But we also have a relationship with Netflix, and this is the Netflix TV show Hannibal right here. Different versions of the character, different people playing Hannibal Lecter, and we have a relationship with both Universal and Netflix. On top of that, we also saw other Netflix IPs on the survey. We didn't see Supernatural this time, but we did see Wednesday. So I don't know, the more I think about it and the information that we got from the survey, it just makes me think that one of those two versions of Hannibal is what's most likely. That's all the content that I have for you today. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to this channel if you want to see more content like this. Let me know which licenses you'd want to see in the tournament that aren't in the tournament right now. There really is a huge list of possible licenses that I could add, and I'd be willing to do that in the next 3 days before we actually start the tournament. You'll be able to vote and decide which licenses advance to the semifinals in the community tab of my YouTube channel. If you're subscribed and if you have notifications on, you'll definitely get notified with that in your recommended. Anyways, that does it for this video. Goodbye.